Good morning, it's Barbara. I'm about ready to go downstairs and get my coffee and do my vlog, but first I felt the need to, I don't know, shame myself, maybe not that, but sort of hold myself responsible. I don't even know. I want to show you my craft room, which I have to clean up today. I'm working on Megan's Advent, and there are things in this room that I have collected for her. Yeah, so I'm working in my craft room today. So nobody slept. This is the blow-up bed that's been de-aired. But it's been here a long time. I don't think anybody slept in this since last Christmas. So why it's still in this room, I don't know. I washed my socks. I have clothes that were in my closet for a long time but needed to leave. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. And then I have stuff that could be put away. I mean, you can see I have an empty shelf there. So I'm going to work in this room today. And tomorrow I will start my vlog the same way. And you can see what the room looks like then. But anyway, right now I'm going to go down and get my coffee and talk to you more. Okay, now I'm back and it's the gizmo. So it is pouring rain outside, so we will be inside. So dark in this house, I'm going to have to turn the light on so it'll be glary. I'm sorry about that. So, too bright and glary. I can take my glasses off. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I just want to change what I said. It wasn't shaming. It was accountability. That's what that was. Having accountability for my day today because I need to spend some time in my room. Now, unfortunately, some of that time is going to be spent just moving that junk into Aura's old bedroom because now that's going to be the junk room. We seem to always have a junk room. We have so much stuff. But, although I think, could be wrong. I think we have a box in the basement for the blow-up mattresses, right? Dennis? We have a box in the basement for the blow-up mattresses? Yeah. I got one in my craft room that needs to be relocated. Excuse me while I talk to my husband. Anyway, good morning. Ugh, I need lipstick. Hold on, let me put on my lipstick. There. Or maybe I need to keep my glasses on. It just feels like there's just too much face there. I don't know. You know what I mean. Maybe. It's the lighting. But I can't believe I don't need that light because it was really dark in here. Anyway, whatever. So, yes, I'm going to be working in my room today because I had a pretty successful shopping trip yesterday. I went to my yarn shop and I was right. I got lots of good loving on my Trove sweater. I told them, oh, I wore it just for you guys because I know you would love it. They loved it. They loved it. Never seen anything like it. Well, never seen that before. I won't say anything like it because I'm sure they get some amazing sweaters in there sometime. People doing color work and, you know, fancy, of course. It looks really fancy. Anyway, it was a big hit, as you can imagine. And I had some success, but I'm sure there are things in that room that I have, like around Christmas time last year said, like in January, February, okay, this is all set. I got to find my little bags to put the yarns in and things like that. I got stuff up there that I got to find. And it's time. It's starting to bug me that it exists behind that closed door because, well, every time I go to get a new pair of socks, because I haven't put the socks away. That's one of the things I'm going to do. I use it when I start drinking my coffee and talking to you at the same time I get my hiccups. I think there's something going on there. All right, so anyway, that's on the agenda for today. The other thing on the agenda for today is to start working on this table. What's today? Thursday. The kids are coming for dinner on Saturday. So I do need to clear this table so we can eat dinner and, you know, straighten up a little bit. So that's my agenda for the next couple days, because let's not kid ourselves how much I'm going to do in one day, because, you know, I am who I am. I am what I am. Me and Popeye. I bet kids today don't even know who Popeye is. That's okay. I'm not sure he was a great cultural icon, although, you know, depends on what you define those words as, I suppose. Anyway, I'm so rambly. Hold on. So I paused for a second to have a little conversation with Dennis, and I still didn't think of anything to talk about, but I think I'm going to try. Sweetie, can you turn this light off and see? Because I can't stand to look at myself like this. Oh, that's better.
I mean, the phone should adapt to the light.
It does. So that's better. I can't see myself as well, so that's good. That bright light is just wrong. One of the things that's going to happen when we remodel our kitchen is the light in this area is going to be replaced. We currently have the ugliest light fixture in the world, and we have had for 20 years, 25 years, because that's what it was when it came when we moved into the house. And I wonder, that's the kind of thing, if they had a light that they really liked, so before they put the house on the market, they took the light they really liked out and put this. I mean, this is like plastic. I mean, it might be metal, but I think it's like plastic. Anyway, we are finally replacing that. We are finally making some big changes that will change our house a lot. So we shall see. It's Thursday. We were supposed to have to get up at 9:30 this morning and have our conference with Tyler and his colleague who were going to come and do all the measuring and everything, but there was a death in the family, so they're coming next week on Wednesday, and they're coming in the afternoon. Yay! So we don't have to get up early. We're terrible. That's all going to go away once the work starts, that's for sure. But Dennis has been collecting, he's been upgrading some of his appliances. I'm sitting right next to, I have hardly any room because I'm sitting right next to his new slicer. Dennis makes his own bacon. And his old slicer was a real cheap old slicer, and it was very hard to use, and he was very unhappy with it, and it's been on his list to upgrade his slicer. And so he did. And some of this is in anticipation of, we're going to have a new kitchen, and there's going to be room for these things. You know, as we design the new kitchen, we keep in mind that he has this big jazzy slicer that is too heavy to come up the stairs from the basement, so I'm sure it'll have a shelf in the pantry. He only uses it every couple months, but you know, that kind of thing. He has a very nice ice cream maker. He makes ice cream pretty regularly in the summertime and occasionally. I mean, he made it the other night. He made chocolate ice cream the other night. And so that's going to have to find a place. So in our design stage, we need to figure out all the different appliances that Dennis has that he wants to have, you know, handy. So it's a lot of stuff, but cooking is his hobby that I get brilliant benefit from. He's a very good cook. The kitchen is his domain, and I'll be honest, I want to encourage him to continue to enjoy his hobby, whatever it takes. Now, I do make a few things. I made crackers the other night. I make my own lemon juice. He helps me with that, to be honest. What else do I make? I make the popovers. I make the crackers. I make the chili paneer, which is like a main dish. Speaking of which, we're having Jason and Allison for dinner on Saturday, and Allison is a pescatarian, which means we don't cook her meat. There's no meat, no animal product in her meals that aren't fish. That's what pescatarian is. The only animal she eats is fish. So, yeah, I'm not sure what Dennis has in mind, but she loves my chili paneer, so it's possible that I'll be cooking chili paneer. Jason likes it too, and so do we. So it could be that I'll be cooking dinner on Saturday. So there are a few things that I cook, but otherwise, and he's interested in all the things. He's a master of the microbe. He makes vinegar. He makes wine. His wine is very, very, very good. He makes cheese. We'll see how his cheese is. I think he's given up on the cheese. The problem with the cheese is it takes 6 months to find out how well you did. It's a little hard to, you know, keep up the enthusiasm. You don't want to keep making cheese for 6 months to discover you're making shitty cheese, you know. So the cheese comes and goes, but he makes the paneer for my chili paneer. He makes yogurt. He makes yogurt twice a week. Twice every 3 weeks. Regularly. He makes yogurt all the time. He makes the cream cheese for my crackers. He occasionally makes like clotted cream. He sometimes, which is not a microbe. He makes sour cream, cultured cream. We actually use a lot of cream in this house. Heavy cream has fewer carbs, and he makes his own butter. He makes his own ghee, also not microbes. But anyway, so he makes his own stuff, you know. So it's a little frustrating, like when Vicky comes and, you know, we're cooking and, well, Dennis made it, you know. She was like, oh, I'm not making that stuff, you know. It makes it harder to translate some of the things Dennis does. It's hard to translate into the real world. For instance, I don't like our crackers nearly as well made with commercial cream cheese. I like them much better made with his cream cheese. And I'm not sure what the difference is, but it makes a difference in the cracker to me. It's in the texture and in the spreadability, and so the thickness and whatever. So his cream cheese is my favorite in the crackers. So, you know, everything I make is like a teamwork with him, because I make chili paneer, but he made the paneer. I make the crackers, but he made the cream cheese, you know. Anyway, so he has a well-equipped kitchen, and he was a professional cook at one point in his life. And he likes to cook. So I support that 1,000,000%. So anyway, we have a new slicer sitting here next to me that doesn't have a place yet because we haven't redone our kitchen. He's like a little bit ahead of the timetable. So I'm like, well, where's that going to go? And he's like, well, go in the dining room. I'm like, I got to have that dining room cleared by Christmas Eve because we're eating in the dining room for Christmas Eve. I'm okay for Thanksgiving because it's just the 6 of us. But there'll be 8 of us for Christmas Eve. So, my dining room I've showed you recently. It hasn't changed too much. Although, part of what's going on in the dining room is, you know, Dennis fixed up his office and got rid of a lot of stuff. And some of that stuff moved into the dining room to be processed in some way. So, he's going to have to process that. Plus, he is building himself a new computer, and all the pieces, all the parts are in the dining room. So once that computer is built, that's going to make a big difference in the dining room. So anyway, mumble mumble. So I've been jazzed about Advents, getting ready to send Megan's. She already mailed mine, so I hope mine gets there in time. But I'm sure I have things upstairs in that room that I'm going to need to do a good job with my Advents for Megan. So there you go. I'm going to work on that. So it's my whole thing is like one of those little puzzles where you have to move the little pieces around to make the picture right. That's how my whole life is, because somewhere in that room are things for my Advent, so I have to clean that room to find my things for the Advent. But I'll be happy to have that room clean, because it does bother me the way it is now. So that room is today. Tomorrow will be the the table here if I don't get to it today, which I will not. I mean, who's kidding who, right? Let's be real. So, we have gotten so many phone calls this morning. Most of them are like junk, but Dennis is talking on this one, so I guess it's somebody who actually wanted to call us. It's very frustrating.
Okay.
Anyway. So, anyway, so that's my plan. I think it wasn't shaming myself. It was holding myself accountable. It's not the same thing. Because while it's hard to believe, I'm not really ashamed of that room. It's just really bugging me now. Because we do things all the time that things have to be that, you know, whatever, and that room, certainly when Aura was with us, that room was where everything went when we didn't know what to do with it. And so it tends to get junked up. And we haven't done any sort of major revamping of the house now that Aura is not living with us anymore. And soon we're going to be doing that. But, well, on Saturday, Kim and Fred are going to come and get the chair, the big chair. That was a big chair that we bought for my dad because he couldn't sleep laying down. He had to sleep sitting up. And so toward the end of his life, we got him that big chair. And when he passed, my brother's like, what are we going to do with this chair? I'm like, I'll take it for Aura. So Aura used it. She loved it. But we are ready to be done with it, and Dennis's uncle can use it. So Kim and Fred are going to take it down to Virginia for Dennis's uncle to use. And that'll be nice. And so we'll rearrange down here, and that'll be less crowded and feel a little more open. So slowly we're working on it. All right, I've been talking too long. Let's go. And I didn't say anything other than I'm cleaning that room, and I promise, no matter what happens today, which could be I don't do anything, you know me, I'm showing you that room tomorrow. So you will see the same room tomorrow and see how far I got today. So that I promise you. It may not be far. But I am going to put away my socks, and that'll make a big difference. Anyway, I got to go. I gotta find out who Dennis was talking to. Anyway, please take good care of yourselves. I'm sending my healing thoughts to all of you out there who need them. And, you know, I love you guys. Meanwhile, take good care of yourselves. Stay safe and stay sane.